Good morning, good morning, good morning, first grade. Hey, it's pretty early for me here. I hope you guys are having a good day so far. I hope everything's going well. We're going to have a little presentation today, kind of connected to what the last 2 weeks have been, okay? Remember how we've been talking about bullying? Today will be the last bullying lesson, okay? Let me turn on my computer and turn the screen around so you could see it. And hopefully in a couple minutes you'll be able to see it. Hold on, be patient, please, 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 please. All right, so I have here on our presentation, it's called Be an Upstander. I know you guys don't know what an upstander is yet, or you might not know, okay? But an upstander is somebody that takes action, okay, that does something about things. So, do you guys remember like 2 weeks ago we learned to recognize what bullying is, right? Here's a picture of somebody that's bullying somebody else, right? And it was bullying if somebody hurt someone else's feelings on purpose, somebody else's feelings or their body on purpose, okay? If it happens more than once, and if the person being bullied can't make it stop on their own. So this would be a picture of somebody being bullied, right? We recognize that. And then last week we learned to report by telling to a trusted adult, right? And then we keep telling somebody until somebody does something about it and making the bullying stop, okay? So here's a little picture of a young lady. She's telling, I don't know if that's her dad, but it's a trusted adult that she wants to make sure that whatever she's seeing stops, okay? So today we're going to learn about being an upstander, not a bystander, okay? So what is a bystander? A bystander is somebody that watches, okay? They can sit there or stand there, but their job or their role is a watcher, okay? So like maybe in a car accident, somebody that saw the car accident would be a bystander, okay? There's somebody that just saw it or watched it happen. Now, when bullying goes on, there's a lot of bystanders sometimes, okay? The person that's being bullied is called a victim. The person that's doing the bullying is called the bully. Everybody else that sees it happen is called a bystander, okay? And sometimes, for most of us, that's the role we take in bullying, okay? Because for most of us, we're not the victim or the bully, but we're the bystander, okay? We're just watching what's happening. Now, what's the difference between a bystander and an upstander, okay? An upstander is somebody that watches something happen, but also does something about it, okay? So if you were to see a car accident, you're a bystander, but if you see a car accident and you go help somebody, then you're an upstander, okay? If you were to see two dogs in an argument and they start to fight, you're a bystander. But if you see two dogs in an argument and they start to fight and then you stop them, you're an upstander, okay? So we don't want you to be a bystander with bullying. We want you to be an upstander with bullying, okay? So we're going to teach you how to be an upstander. Here's a picture of a little girl in the front. She has her books in her hands and she looks like she's sad, okay? There's two girls right behind her. One is whispering to the other one, nobody likes you, okay? But do you see the girl in the back? She says, they're being awful, but what can I do? Right there, she's being a bystander, right? She's looking at what's going on. She sees that they're bullying her, but she's not doing anything else about it, okay? So that I don't want you guys to be bystanders. I want you guys to be upstanders. We're gonna watch a little video, okay? It's called Gabe's Story. I'm gonna play it for you, and then after we'll talk about it, okay? So listen to this, please. Watch it and pay attention, okay?
Hi, I'm Gabe. Jared, this kid in my class who is also my neighbor, gets picked on a lot by Connor and Caleb. These two kids are mean to him at recess and in the hallway and other places when no grown-ups are looking. I know because I see them do it, and it makes me feel sad.
Hi, Jared,
Connor says to him real slow, like he's stupid or something, which he's not. Then they stand in front of his wheelchair, so he can't go forward.
No, you didn't say pretty please. Please, no.
And they do, but not before patting him on the head like a dog and laughing as they walk away. All the kids who see Connor and Caleb picking on Jared turn away and pretend like nothing happened. I feel like I should help Jared because he can't stop them, but I'm too scared to go up to Connor and Caleb to tell them to stop. They're older and bigger than me. So why doesn't Jared do anything back? It's because Jared has a disability called cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy isn't something like a cold that you can catch from someone else. He was born with it. His body doesn't move well, so he has to use a wheelchair. But I gotta say, his wheelchair is really cool. He has these little buttons he touches so he can get around all by himself. He also has trouble moving his hands and his mouth, so he talks out of the side of his mouth. Sometimes you have to listen very carefully to understand him. The other kids in our class aren't really mean to Jared, but they're not exactly nice to him either. I think it makes a lot of kids uncomfortable to be around him because he looks and talks differently. I used to feel the same way. Now I don't because I've gotten to know him better. Jared's mom brings him over to our house and we watch TV and play games together. I learned that he's really a lot like me. Today at recess, I see Connor and Caleb making fun of Jared again, copying the way he talks and moves his hands. Jared looks like he feels sad. I feel sad too, but I also feel angry. Jared is trying hard to stick up for himself, but he needs help. Connor and Caleb are bullying Jared, and that's not okay. I'm too scared to stand up to Connor and Caleb on my own. I need some help from a grown-up to get them to stop. When I get home that afternoon, I tell my mom what's been happening to Jared. Mom calls Principal Ross, tells her what I said, and lets me know that Principal Ross wants to see me in her office in the morning. Principal Ross really listens to students and always helps you when you need it. I go straight to Principal Ross's office the next morning and say in a strong, respectful voice, I need to report bullying. Connor and Caleb are bullying Jared. Principal Ross asks me some questions about when and where this has been happening, and then says,
Gabe, I'm so glad that you feel safe enough to report the bullying you've seen to us. I'll work with Connor and Caleb to get them to stop. I'll also talk to Jared and his parents to make sure he's okay.
I feel so much better now that I've reported the bullying to Principal Ross. Now Jared will get the help he needs. So now what? Well, I know that I did the right thing. For a while, Connor and Caleb weren't allowed to go to recess or walk down the hallway without a grown-up, and they never bullied Jared anymore. I also had some kids at recess tell me how brave I was to report to Principal Ross. They had been feeling sad about Jared getting bullied too. Then just last week, Jared's mom came into our class and read us a story all about cerebral palsy. Everyone really liked it, especially Jared. Now everyone thinks about trying to include Jared in our games at recess, at our lunch table, and just goofing around after school. You know what everyone's finding out? In a lot of ways, Jared is just like us.
All right, you guys. So we watched Gabe's story, right? And in Gabe's story, he talks about a friend of his named Jared. Okay. Let me present this. So, what do you think? Let me see. Do you think that Jared was being bullied? Okay. Now, Jared was being picked on by Connor and Caleb, right? And he was being made fun of, and it happened more than once. And it wasn't easy for him to stop. So I think, yeah, he probably was being bullied. Okay. So we're gonna watch we're gonna watch the first part again, and then I want you guys to pay attention to When Gabe sees that Jared is being bullied, what role is Gabe playing? Okay. And are the kids that see Jared being bullied making the problem better or worse for Jared? Okay. We're gonna watch the first part over again.
Hi, I'm Gabe. Jared, this kid in my class who is also my neighbor, gets picked on a lot by Connor and Caleb. These two kids are mean to him at recess and in the hallway and other places when no grown-ups are looking. I know because I see them do it, and it makes me feel sad.
Hi, Jared.
Connor says to him real slow, like he's stupid or something, which he's not. Then they stand in front of his wheelchair so he can't go forward.
Move. You didn't say pretty please. Please move.
And they do, but not before patting him on the head like a dog and laughing as they walk away. All the kids who see Connor and Caleb picking on Jared turn away and pretend like nothing happened. I feel like I should help Jared because he can't stop them, but I'm too scared to go up to Connor and Caleb to tell them to stop. They're older and bigger than me.
All right, so in that section, right, Jared's being picked on by Connor and Caleb. And then when Gabe sees that Jared is being bullied, what is Gabe's role he's playing? Gabe is being a bystander, right? Because he's watching what's going on. Are the other kids being bystanders? Yeah, they're seeing what's going on between Jared and Connor and Caleb, right? Are they making it better or worse? Probably they're making it worse because they could do something about it, okay? Let's watch part 2 now.
So why doesn't Jared do anything back? It's because Jared has a disability called cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy isn't something like a cold that you can catch from someone else. He was born with it. His body doesn't move well, so he has to use a wheelchair. But I gotta say, his wheelchair is really cool. He has these little buttons he touches so he can get around all by himself. He also has trouble moving his hands and his mouth, so he talks out of the side of his mouth. Sometimes you have to listen very carefully to understand him.
Okay, so there we learned that why didn't Jared do anything back to Connor and Caleb? Because Jared has something called cerebral palsy, okay? That means that he doesn't have full control over all the parts of his body like we do, okay? He's not able to walk like we are, and he uses his wheelchair to be able to move around, okay? And sometimes when he talks out of the corner of his mouth, so not everybody can understand him, okay? So Connor and Caleb are picking on somebody that's different than them. Is it okay to be mean or pick on people just because they're different from you? No, of course not, right? It's not okay to be mean or pick on anybody. But to be mean or pick on people just because they're different from you, no, that's not okay at all. We don't like that. What is it called when we make fun of somebody because they're different? Ooh, that's called bullying, right? And we know that we shouldn't be bullying anybody. Let's watch part 3.
The other kids in our class aren't really mean to Jared, but they're not exactly nice to him either. I think it makes a lot of kids uncomfortable to be around him because he looks and talks differently. I used to feel the same way. Now I don't because I've gotten to know him better. Jared's mom brings him over to our house and we watch TV and play games together. I've learned that he's really a lot like me.
Oops. So in this part of the video, we learned that the other kids don't really treat him mean, right? But they don't treat him very nice either. Let me see. Jared is different because he has cerebral palsy. But do you think he likes to be alone and not have friends? No, I think that Jared would love to have a bunch of friends just like everybody else, okay? His body may not work the same, but his mind and his brain works the same as us, okay? So he likes to hang around with other people and he would like to have friends, just like we all do, okay? Were the kids in his school being nice to Jared and trying to be his friend? No, actually at first they weren't being nice at all, right? They didn't know how to interact with Jared. They didn't know how to be his friend. So they were kind of just leaving him alone, and that's not being nice. Okay? Let's see. Let's watch part 4.
Today at recess, I see Connor and Caleb making fun of Jared again, copying the way he talks and moves his hands. Jared looks like he feels sad. I feel sad too, but I also feel angry. Jared is trying hard to stick up for himself, but he needs help. Connor and Caleb are bullying Jared, and that's not okay. I'm too scared to stand up to Connor and Caleb on my own. I need some help from a grown-up to get them to stop.
All right. So, how did Gabe feel when he would see Jared being bullied? Okay. So, Gabe would see Jared and he would think that Jared was feeling bad, right? And Gabe would feel angry, but he didn't know how to make it stop. How do you think Jared would feel when he was being bullied? Oh, I'm sure Jared was feeling bad, right? I'm sure he would probably feel sad. He would probably feel mad and angry. He would probably be hurt inside, okay? They're hurting his feelings. Gabe doesn't want to tell Connor and Caleb to stop on his own because he's scared of them. So what does he decide to do? Gabe thinks that he needs to tell an adult, right? He needs to find a trusted adult that he can tell because he can't stop it on his own because Connor and Caleb are a lot bigger than him. So let's see which trusted adult he picks to tell.
When I get home that afternoon, I tell my mom what's been happening to Jared. Mom calls Principal Ross, tells her what I said, and lets me know that Principal Ross wants to see me in her office in the morning. Principal Ross really listens to students and always helps you when you need it. I go straight to Principal Ross's office the next morning and say in a strong, respectful voice, I need to report bullying. Connor and Caleb are bullying Jared. Principal Ross asks me some questions about when and where this has been happening, and then says,
Gabe, I'm so glad that you feel safe enough to report the bullying you've seen to us. I'll work with Connor and Caleb to get them to stop. I'll also talk to Jared and his parents to make sure he's okay.
I feel so much better now that I've reported the bullying to Principal Ross. Now Jared will get the help he needs.
All right. So, let me see, part 5. What trusted adult does Gabe choose to report the bullying to? So he went to his mom first, right? And he told his mom the whole story. And then his mom decides to call the principal. And the principal asked to talk to Gabe the next morning. So after he tells his mom, who's the next person who reports the bullying to? The principal, right? Because the principal says that she's going to help Connor and Caleb not to bully Jared, and she's going to check in with Jared just to make sure he feels okay. So let's watch the end of this, okay? Oops, I'm sorry. Let me see. It's part 6. Part 6.
So now what? Well, I know that I did the right thing. For a while, Connor and Caleb weren't allowed to go to recess or walk down the hallway without a grown-up, and they never bullied Jared anymore. I also had some kids at recess tell me how brave I was to report to Principal Ross. They had been feeling sad about Jared getting bullied too. Then just last week, Jared's mom came into our class and read us a story all about cerebral palsy. Everyone really liked it, especially Jared. Now everyone thinks about trying to include Jared in our games at recess, at our lunch table, and just goofing around after school. You know what everyone's finding out? In a lot of ways, Jared is just like us.
Wow, okay, cool. So did Gabe help stop the bullying, or did the problem get worse? By reporting, Gabe helped stop the bullying, right? Because the principal talked to Connor and Caleb and made sure that they didn't bully him no more. He kept them in from recess and made them walk through the hallway with an adult, okay? When did Gabe change from being a bystander to an upstander? Ooh, okay, remember our definition of bystander is somebody that watches something happens, and an upstander is somebody that does something about it, okay? So Gabe went from being a bystander when he would just stand there and watch Jared get bullied, okay, to being an upstander when he decided to report the bullying and tell his mom, okay? So first grade, you know now, okay, you know how to recognize when bullying is happening, right? Because bullying happens when somebody gets their feelings or their body hurt on purpose, right? Somebody else is hurting their feelings or their body on purpose. It happens more than once, and you can't make it stop very easily, okay? That's how to recognize bullying. How to report bullying is you tell a trusted adult, and then you keep telling a trusted adult until somebody does something about it, okay? And now you know how to be an upstander instead of a bystander, okay? So first grade, that's it for today. Thank you guys. I hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you later. Bye.